Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Left Face. This is the Pikes Peaks Region podcast where we talk about politics through a progressive veteran's point of view. I am your co-host, Dick Wilkinson, and I'm joined this week with Adam Gillard. How's it going, Adam?
Hey, Dick, it's going good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Well, I brought back the alliteration. Did you hear that? I brought the
No, I
keys
missed it. I
back.
was fiddling around here.
Yeah, well, the listeners will know. The true listeners, they'll remember that
Yeah,
we used to try and put as many P's in the front of the intro as possible. So,
yeah, I'll go back and listen to it.
yeah. Well, we are going to start this week's episode with a local topic, and it is a new segment on the show. We've talked about this topic before, and I didn't tell Adam about this. We should have talked about it in our prep. But I've decided to name this segment of the show, Adam, and it's
Okay.
called Inside the Sausage of Democracy.
The sausage of democracy.
Adam is going to tell us about volunteering in the local vote count process. And instead of saying how the sausage is made, we're going to go inside the sausage of democracy with
Yeah.
Adam Gillard.
That's a I can't imagine. I can't imagine the smell. It's got a smell in there.
So you helped count votes this week based off the election
yeah.
that
So
last
Yeah,
week.
so I'm the canvassing board member for the Democrats. So in order for the election to count, it has to be certified by a Republican, a Democrat, and the clerk and recorder, who in this case is a Republican. So the canvas board, we look at the results, we make sure that the ballots cast is not more than the ballots counted, right? You can't have more counted ballots than cast ballots.
Okay.
And so we just kind of go down and make sure all those numbers are jiving and nothing's missing. Nothing's
Sure.
glaring, nothing's missing. And so it's usually a pretty mundane process. You're just checking numbers. The last 2 years we've had recounts. So this last time we did a recount for the D11 school board race, and since it was school board races, those school board races kind of intersected and split some of the precincts, like the city precincts. And it caused an error in the reporting tool that the Secretary of State uses. The county's numbers were always correct. Secretary of State numbers were not correct.
Yeah.
And it looked like 15% of it looked like there was a ton of ballots cast and a lot of missing votes.
Okay.
Like 15-20% of missing votes, like just skimmed off the top. Like, why are these votes not being counted?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons why votes don't get counted. Like sometimes they'll turn a ballot in and just not have a vote.
Sure.
So
Sure.
like that happens too, but not to the tune of thousands. And
Yeah.
to the numbers that we were seeing. So we the person I work with, she's the Republican, so I'm the Democrat on the board. The Republican, she's a standard election denier. We get along pretty well. It's pretty funny how well we kind of work together and talk together and work these numbers out. But she's looking at the numbers and she's like, they're wrong. They're just wrong. And I looked at them and I'm like, yeah. There's no way that we can be missing this many votes.
Sure.
And so we pull in Steve Schleicher, the Republican clerk and recorder here, and he's like, I've never even seen that spreadsheet before. So the state is putting out this information that it just was news to him, like how they were reporting it. So the state uses a third-party vendor to crunch some numbers, and the formula in their spreadsheet is messed up. So it gives out a flawed ballots cast. All ballots counted, like the votes counted and stuff like that, were all legit. Like everything was good. It's just once this third party got the data, they just screwed it up.
Didn't keep it properly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then put it on the Secretary of State website and was like the forward facing what the public sees numbers. So, folks like my counterpart and her team of folks that are looking for, anything with our elections to
like throw flags and call discrepancies.
Yeah. This was a glaring one. It wasn't like a small, like, oopsie daisy or anything like that. And so we tried to get a response from the Secretary of State that they did not respond. Our Secretary of State does not respond to emails from our clerk and recorder. And there's more Democrats here in El Paso County than there are in Boulder County. So there's a lot of Democrats here. So for her to not answer our elected representatives, she's not answering for us. Or
Sure.
answering to us.
Yeah.
Because last year there was a BIOS password breach that the clerk and recorders found out through social media. The secretary didn't. Yeah,
That's bad business. I would say as far as
simple.
governance goes. Yeah.
Yeah, simple communication. But yeah, it's just juvenile at this point. Just not responding to somebody, you're like your own colleague who's trying to run elections for you,
Yeah.
and they
Right.
don't.
Y'all are on the same team when it comes to like running a clean election.
Right. And this election, election offices are so nonpartisan, not even bipartisan. They're nonpartisan. Everything is two-person integrity where there's a Republican and a Democrat or unaffiliated signing off on everything.
Gotcha.
But after that, everybody is just, we don't talk politics, things like that.
Yep.
So it's an incredibly professional office, and for them to just get ignored by the Secretary of State for multiple years in a row, for these screw ups, it's disheartening to see people like that running for office, that they only want the pop politics. They want something to grab a headline, and I bitch and complain about it all the time on the right. So when I see it happen on the left, I'm like, man, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
To try to run elections and not be able to communicate with your 60 clerk and recorders or whatever it is.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah. And there you go.
Yeah.
That
There's
has
some
been
sausage for you.
inside the sausage of democracy. Thanks. We're going to try that segment again someday. Next time we got to do some election stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on to more veteran-focused topics. We're going to get into Pete Hegseth as a general topic, but he's got 3 or 4 legs to his story here. So I'll start with it's old news, but it became new news again this week. Signalgate, the Signal drama from the first month when the new administration had come in, and Pete Hegseth, tweeted war plans, or Signal, chatted war plans to all these people. And the Inspector General, of course, got involved. And as they do, they're pretty careful and methodical. It took them a while to do their investigation. It was reported that Hegseth was not very supportive of the investigation and didn't cooperate very carefully with them.
Yeah.
And in the end, they determined that he did, in fact, endanger the risk of the troops that were in contact and that were out on that mission. That there could have been, just because it was one civilian on the chat, that guy's enough. That one is enough, and it's an unsecure platform. So that's the findings.
Yeah.
And that was it. It came and went. The IG thing, a little gets stamped and filed, and that's all. The White House doesn't care. So
Right. And it's kind of evident when even their initial vetting process for security clearances just gets ignored. Even in the first administration, Kushner got denied his clearance, and they're just like, no, he's going to get one.
Yeah.
And they gave it to him.
And the MyPillow guy was walking around with secret documents, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this administration has been a constant disappointment when it comes to classified information. But again, nobody goes.
They just totally checked out on the whole precedent aspect of protecting classified stuff. Yeah.
Right. And the whole, even this IG come in and inspecting them, it's probably a pretty toothless inspection when half the IG's already been fired. All the top levels.
Sure. Yeah. But even with that, that's what I'm saying. Even the folks that were left still said, "Hey, Secretary, you messed up." You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If there was ever such a thing as a hand-picked IG, that person still said, "You messed up."
we might want to relook at this. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
so that's that. There really is no more to that story at all. It's just over. So
Yeah, it's just another punchline in the annals of history here.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing, it gives the people that felt like they were losing their mind, like basically this can't be happening, which maybe we count ourselves in that.
Yeah.
It gives some of us that, like, okay, that really was wrong. There really is not an exception to policy that covers this type of communication, and it was a mistake, and that's really all it
Yeah.
says. So
So does it say anything about is it still happening?
I doubt the scope of that, extended beyond whatever, event happened then,
Hmm.
those specific messages.
I don't know. A lot of security incidents that I was a part of, it was always kind of like, what was the fix to this, and like, why will it not happen again? You know,
Yeah, I doubt that
I
there's
doubt it. Yeah,
findings with recommendations associated with this report. Let's say
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. There you go. Yeah,
So,
yeah, because they would
but
have their own
that leads us
recommendations.
on to the other part of the. Well, there's several parts, but I'll let you take this one. The drug boats.
Oh
What's the
Jesus!
newest story on the drug boats and
I
the
mean,
Navy?
we're still just blowing them out of the water. I think as these controversies and these big things are going on, like it's not stopping. It's not like like he's been scared or like the administration's been scared into not blowing up.
Not at
Um,
all.
people. I mean, I don't know what the head count is right now for how many people we've blown up. Um, but it's a lot of the same thing. We know information came out about the September 2nd strikes,
Yeah,
where there was a second strike ordered, and and here's my thing, and this might upset some folks, but it took over an hour for that second strike to hit.
yeah,
So so in that hour, the two-star General Brad or Admiral Bradley, he went in front of Congress and said, yes, we ordered it, type of thing. Took some of the heat for it, and the administration's really trying to get him to take all the heat for it because they're trying to
yeah.
just
I
get a
agree.
scapegoat right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of tap dancing. There's a lot of oh, I didn't say that. I said this. Oh, I didn't say this.
Yeah.
I said that.
Uh,
That's all I've heard out of Hegseth about this all
y-
week.
yeah, argue semantics while again still blowing people up, the whole
Mhm.
way. Um, so yeah, the two-star went and said that they did it. There was over an hour in between the first strike and the second strike. That second strike, they were clinging to the boat. The two-star said that they were still a threat to democracy and decided to hit them again. I blame everybody that is in that kill chain, all the way to the guy pulling the trigger. At that point, you do not like people clinging to a boat and you fly over it and you put more bombs on target. Like that's unacceptable from the tactical level all the way to the top. Like somebody should have stopped that.
It mhm. It doesn't make sense. I'll say that it's hard to justify the idea that those two people could have returned to shore or returned to drug smuggling operations and actually been a threat. I mean, if they didn't die, sure, maybe they would have gone back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but was if we also were not rendering aid, so what was really the belief that these dudes were gonna survive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
and that brings up another point: the whole rendering aid. Like you see somebody lost out at sea, you render aid. Like
Yeah,
you don't just
we
watch
checked
people.
out on the whole maritime law thing when we
Oh
started
yeah,
with
yeah,
volcano,
yeah.
man. Like,
Oh, and I said this, a few episodes ago. It's like, where's the international community? Like, where's the outrage from, Europe and everything, even Canada? Like, I get it. We're not going to give a shit and we're going to ignore you, but at least say something. But like the fact that this is going on like unchecked is
yeah,
it.
yeah. Even the UN hasn't even chirped up on this.
No.
And you would think the UN, they love to just throw stones out of glass houses. They like like it's their favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah.
it's just quiet. But hopefully, I guess this coming week, the 4-star that retired got forced to retire, and I think it was because of this mission too, because the
Yeah, it
timelines
was
were
like after the
kind of
second
pretty
or third
close.
strike. Yeah, it was about a
Y-
month into the whole thing, and he submitted his resignation. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was right after they had that big meeting of generals and stuff.
Oh, it could have
It was
been when this event happened, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So yeah, you
gotcha.
know. A funny thing I heard this weekend, for the reserve people doing their drill weekend, they all have to watch the Secretary of War's speech that he gave to the generals that day.
Oh yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's part of the mission right now, is
gotcha.
to listen to the propaganda. I've
Teach his
never been
indoctrination.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've never been told to listen to a speech
you're
from
tuned up.
any leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in my entire time, nobody said, "Oh, SecDef came out with something. You got to hear this." You know what I mean? Like
Nope. They would.
that's
I
not.
mean, you'd get the email maybe, and it's not like that.
Oh,
Somebody
right,
was like, "You better read it and sign
right,
off on this
yeah,
paper that says you
E-
read it." Like that.
exactly.
That never
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was not a tasker.
No.
It was junk
Correct.
mail.
Yeah,
Um,
that
but
never
yeah,
happened.
yeah. They keep pushing more and more of their own propaganda, because even when you look at any VA news now, it's like, oh, the VA healthcare system is all cleaned up. There's no waiting list. It's like people have like died and given up. Like I don't know.
So that reminds me, you when we were talking about this before the show, the VA. Let's take that turn here.
Mm,
There's a sitting senator that believes that there should be some restrictions on VA benefits. What was the
yeah,
details on that?
yeah. So Tom Leahy, I think it was his name, senator from Wyoming or North Dakota, so somewhere up north.
Okay.
He is a combat veteran, but he says that all VA benefits need to be restricted to combat vets. So, folks that just served and was working out and hurt yourselves, or got skin conditions from being around chemicals and having things
Sure.
rubbed on us all the time, and
Sure.
all those things, those are all not Uncle Sam's problem in his eyes. And this is, again, a combat vet. This is like one of us that is saying this. uh
Yeah. That
it's
my reaction to that was I've never heard a veteran politician or otherwise that has said out loud like, I think other veterans get too much benefits. I've
right,
I've never heard that before.
right.
So I was just floored when you told me about this.
And there's always an interest in the disconnect of where these people are coming from. This person is, a multimillionaire, a sitting senator, so clearly doesn't, even if he does get any VA benefits, doesn't need them. Whereas a lot of the VA benefit recipients that I know, like, they live off these, and they really, that's the only way that they can assimilate with civilian life around them, because they can't get full paid jobs, because
Yeah.
it just doesn't go well. And things spin out of control pretty quickly for them.
Yeah.
um so yeah, to hear somebody else say that after 20 years of war, however many millions of veterans that we have, 7% of our population, and we're just going to discredit it and just give it to the combat vets. And I mean, obviously those folks deserve it.
Well, yeah.
Like,
But
to draw that line and division, and like even put that into people's minds. um you know because when I talk to civilians, and they ask about combat stuff like that, I'm always very clear, like, never shot a gun, never was in combat. I like,
yeah.
I don't want that mantle. um
And see, that's what I was gonna say. Is this I saw about a few days ago, so it might probably was related to this guy saying something, this senator,
yeah,
where it was the topic of what exactly qualifies as what's a combat veteran? What is it? How is it defined, right?
yeah,
And it was on some social media thing. And so to myself, I thought, that is a good question. And I wonder to what degree, like, what do they mean for benefits or just culturally, or where is it basically fair to say you're a combat vet or not from almost like a stolen valor angle?
Yeah,
I didn't know what they were getting at.
yeah,
But I have the same situation as you where I'm like, yeah, okay, I went to Afghanistan and got shot at, but I wasn't in a firefight.
yeah, yeah.
So, like I saw missiles and stuff blow up, but I
There,
didn't shoot at someone. I wasn't, I didn't have to dismount my vehicle and bang, bang, bang. I didn't
yeah.
shoot my way out of the street, like that never happened.
So there's a local rescue pilot, and he had a lot of problems, addiction, things like that. He wrote a book called Perspectives of Hope. If anybody wants to pick that up, it's a really good book. Um, but when he got his first rating back, and this guy was messed up in the head, like really, because doing so many combat missions where you're coming in, picking up bodies, flying them out, dodging
Yeah.
mortars, dodging rockets, and stuff like that. That's an adrenaline rush that you can't duplicate, right? And so he gets into the VA and starts going through the process, and when it comes back, he gets his rating for 100% PNT
Yeah.
uh, and everything like that, but it was listed as not combat rated, and that sent him into a spiral.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, he's like, no, f you guys, like
Yeah.
I had mortar shot at me. I was flying the helicopter, saving people. Like, and it was a badge of honor for him.
Yeah.
And the VA tried to tell him that it wasn't. And there was something like benefits related to it too, where you get a little something extra or something. But
Mhm. Oh,
yeah,
it's there's a way to, I'll say, double up. There's something that's reserved if you're 100% disabled and it's some amount of time that you had in combat. They go through and do some calculation, and you can actually unlock this expanded money.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so the VA, trying to even take that from them. Uh, it, these benefits that folks earn, people need to, one, make sure that they understand that the stigma associated with it keeps people from getting the help that they need.
Yeah.
I have friends right now that they refuse to go talk to the VA and get benefits because they don't want to be, one of those guys, one of the leeches and things like that.
Sure.
And they're struggling. I get calls about, trying to keep them alive, trying to, keep them from committing suicide. And the VA could help them. It could be a struggle, it could be a pain in the ass, but it's a resource that is going
Mhm.
underutilized because folks are spreading just misinformation out there and saying that, oh, just because you got eczema, that you shouldn't get that for you shouldn't get any money for eczema. Like, if you've ever rubbed charcoal on your skin constantly, it dries out. Like, and
Sure.
like chem gear is just filled with charcoal.
Hmm.
So like I would have never rubbed charcoal on my face, like, and now I get like little face dry spots on my face.
Yeah.
So I get 10% for that. Like, yeah, like, it's a hazard of the job.
Directly service related. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so now these folks want to take away, little scraps that we have, that we're trying to put together a life, here. But yeah, it's just sad that it's coming from another vet this time.
Yeah, I like I said, this guy is like must be my arch nemesis.
Yeah,
Like he's using
exactly. Yeah,
politics for
found
bad.
them, found
Like,
them.
how's that possible? I mean, I guess a lot of people do that, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the fact that he's a veteran, it feels like it sticks a little harder. A2 Brute, just
Yeah, no shit. Did you do that panel for the Syracuse thing a
no,
couple
it's
weeks,
this
or
coming Friday.
is it coming this? What's going on with that?
It's called Getting Started, and I'm not really sure what that means. As far as who I know, me and at least one other person that's on, they have a podcast. It may be specifically talking about how to do media engagement or something like that. And what time of year are we here? We're in December, so they would have a cohort seated right now, I think. So I want to say we're talking to the cohort or maybe other alumni about how to do media engagement, like what we're doing right here. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and we talked about before, but Syracuse, through their Maxwell Leadership School, offers different programs for vets getting involved in politics. from the campaign manager, campaign finance side to being a candidate and running and things like that. And that's what Dick's talking about, is staying involved in that community and making sure that we keep pulling in as many vets as possible to get involved in the process.
Yeah, and I'm glad to say that I went, and then I got told about it by a friend in New Mexico. But I got into the program that first year. He went into the program like a year later, and then you were in the program a year after him, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, so I guess I'm on the hook to find somebody else to keep sending people to the program.
Yeah, I definitely know a few that I need to get involved in that, or pointed in that direction, because it was a pretty cool course where you sit down and talk with both sides of the aisle. You're not sitting down with Democrats only. Like some of the because I've done some like national
Yeah, I've done the DCCC
Democratic,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that stuff. This is the class where you get to hear from both sides, and it's funny because when you take the politics out of it, when you talk about making the sausage, as you say,
Hmm.
it gets made very similarly, on
It
both
does,
sides.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the political science behind how to run a campaign and how to communicate to the public and whatever, how to read the voter issues and understand what to talk about. Like that doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. Voters are people and your messaging is messaging. So
right?
yeah, the logistics behind all of it is the same. And what people I think anybody who's never sat in the DCCC training, or I know we talked about it in the veterans program a bit too, is man, it really is all about the swing vote. The base is there once you get, especially I'm talking about you got to get past the primary, obviously, but once
Yeah,
you're past the primary, it's all about the swing vote. The flexible middle, right? I say swing vote, the flexible middle, getting those
yeah,
people to show up and vote for you. That's most of your money and energy gets spent on trying to move 10% of the middle vote population.
yeah. And for context, the last year's election here locally, only 60% of like unaffiliated and independents voted. So 80% of your money is going towards a 50-50 shot if they're going to even vote.
Yeah.
On the individual level.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a crazy strategy to me. I, but right now I think like over 80% like of each Republicans and Democrats like registered vote. Um, so yeah, you have to go after those unaffiliated and dump all that money into them. I just wish we could get rid of Citizens United and actually publicly fund the election so that we're not just people aren't able to just dump money and sway things just based on capital.
I want to run $1 billion campaign for something someday, though. So, like, we need it
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that's going to happen,
we
right?
all got dreams.
Yeah, yeah. See, don't take my dreams away, man. Work with the system they
Oh,
give you, all right?
oh no, gross, gross, tear it down.
If they can do it, we can do it, right? That's all. Just
Yeah,
play. Fight fire with fire.
yeah,
So
but they have people that actually give money. We have folks that don't.
that's true. That's very true.
Yeah,
And I do say, I told somebody that once, or I've told a few people that the money raising strategy that is different. The mechanics of how that happens on the
yeah.
left versus right is very
Oh,
different. Yeah, you need 1,000 small checks on the left, and you need 100 big checks on the right.
yeah.
And I don't hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like that footwork of that part is just the part that sucks. So.
Oh, yeah, and that's why you just get rid of it all and actually level the playing field.
Oh yeah. See, I don't know. I
Yeah, I know.
don't know. So all right, we covered two parts of Hegseth. Was there anything else on the Department of War? We talked about the guy who wanted to take the VA benefits away. Talked about the boats.
Uh, well, we talked about it a little bit earlier about these cabinet meetings or even the press conferences.
Yeah.
Where the secretaries, all the secretaries, not just the Hegseth, they take these opportunities to beat up on opponents, inflate Trump's ego. With impunity, because if the press pushes back at all, then Trump's just there to beat up on the press and give his little piggy comments and things like that.
Yeah, he's really
Uh,
got just gone off the rails lately. The
yeah.
the way
Oh,
you can tell if Donald Trump's really like stressed out or I don't know, something's getting to him. You never know what it is, but you can tell that something's getting to him the more difficult he is with the press corps. The,
Yeah.
the harsher and meaner and shorter he is with them, you can tell there's like something's up. When he's in a good mood, he'll let him ask weird questions and be like, I don't like that question, but like when he's in a bad mood, man, he just rips people up.
Well, the press corps at the Pentagon now is pretty much just all far right wing, like his folks.
Matt Gates was in the White House as a
No,
press corps guy.
no, I did
Yes,
not
he
hear
was
that.
there as a journalist
Oh
for
my
Florida.
goodness.
Yeah,
What?
Matt Gates.
Oh, that's so funny. That's just incredible. Like,
That was crazy.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been a week or so now, or 10 days since, they voted to release those Epstein files, and we're still here.
Yeah,
So
we're still here.
So Gates getting back to, clearly nobody cares about pedophilia. So
Yeah, right. Hey, cool
Jesus
if I come back
Christ.
out, y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah.
I'm not in the Epstein files, so I can get back to work, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jesus. Where
I
are
did a
we,
bunch of
man?
other shady stuff, but I did not go to the Epstein
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah,
Matt Gates.
yeah. So the whole press corps at the White House is just decimated, and just there's no checks there. There's no integrity. So it's just going to get worse. And like I said earlier, the stuff that they're pushing out, even through official channels now, is just pure propaganda and 1984 stuff. The stuff that they all said watch out for.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the the thing that I told you about earlier, I thought was pretty funny. Um, he had a cabinet meeting this week, and everybody, as he mentioned, they all sit around and they take turns telling him how great he is.
Hmm.
And one of the jokes I heard was that I don't know what somebody said, but they said basically hurricane season is over and there was no hurricanes. And then the joke was that Donald Trump, basically the dear leader joke, is like, "You're such a
Yeah,
great president. There was no
yeah,
hurricanes this summer,"
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
just like, yeah, that's pretty
yeah.
much what those things are.
Yeah, your magic Sharpie scared them all away.
Yeah, yeah, he drew. Oh, they're not allowed to invade the Gulf of America. That's what it is. The
That's what it
hurricanes are
was.
afraid of the Gulf
That's
of America.
that's where they're gonna shame, because the Gulf of
That's
America is so
probably
hot.
what Christy Nome told him. She was like, "Sir, you did it."
Yeah. Oh man, it's just insane how the whole world is catering to him too. Because even FIFA created that a fake or a new peace prize just to give to him, and like
Donald J. Trump Peace
yeah,
Prize of Soccer.
yeah. And it was like it was something for like stopping many wars or something like that. It was like that's pretty much what it said. Like, yeah, you did something. Here you go. And then he said the NFL needs to change its name from football to something else so that soccer can be the only football.
And
Yeah,
I'm sitting over here like, all those dudes are billionaires, right? You can't tell them that, right? Like those are your
yeah,
guys, man. You can't,
yeah.
like you can't
It's
tell
like
the NFL owners to change the name like that. You're gonna sit on their money. You're gonna mess it up, man.
like I don't know if he just doesn't know that he's being recorded all the time and people will remember, or he just knows that he's going to say something more ridiculous in the next sentence. So
Yeah,
he's just like, just let it roll.
no, he let the stream of consciousness loose,
Yeah.
9 years ago, 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
he's never checked back out of it
Yeah.
since.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's worked for him. Like you can't you got a waiting for him. Keep doing it.
Well, the funny thing was is you ever read a book back in high school or college, and your teacher wanted you to analyze the meanings behind the literature. And what
Yeah.
did the author mean by this? And what does this mean? And sometimes they would just get a way too far afield and be like, you're just listening to them and like, there's no way that's what the author, like, you're just
Right.
making
Yeah.
stuff up.
Yeah. Sometimes
You're,
a pig is just a pig.
yeah, you're just making stuff up at this point, right? So I feel like in the first term of the Trump presidencies, the political pundits were overanalyzing, and they were basically like, "Oh, this is all a strategy. If you say one thing and then the next day you say the exact opposite, nobody ever knows what you really mean." And see, he's just trying to stay ahead of us. This is that 4D chess, this is the weave before they called it that, right? And
Yeah.
the pundits were trying to say like, "Oh, this is all part of the communication strategy." This second time around, nobody gives anybody that Everybody knows that that's
Yeah.
not what's going on.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
been doing this for way too long to think that there's some strategy behind
Right.
the flip flop and the crazy words and the just saying one outrageous thing after another and then backing out of it a week later and being like, I never said that, even though there's like 5 recordings of you saying it all in one day. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's all fake news.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think those people were all just full of themselves because I don't think there was ever a strategy behind any of it. I think it was just like, I'm in charge, you can't fire me, I'm gonna say whatever I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, his strategy has worked. So why would he
Yeah.
change?
That's
It
been his
is.
strategy his whole life. So I guess, I'm in charge, you can't fire me, I'll say whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
Like that should have been the name of his book instead of whatever it was called. I can't remember.
He he just fired the lead architect for the ballroom. So like that whole fiasco is going to start pretty soon here.
Oh no.
Yeah. So like the I guess Trump wanted his ballroom to be bigger than the White House, the actual like White House itself,
Okay.
and the guy was like, no, like, we can't make that happen, and yeah, it got canned.
That's funny. He's like, I'll show you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll see what kind of monstrosity gets built there.
He's I'm going to build a building over the White House that is the ballroom, and the White House will be inside the ballroom.
Yeah, did we talk like because he's eyeing at the reflecting pool right now? Like he wants to do something at the reflecting pool and like make that beautiful. That
Nice,
he put out some like cryptic truths, tweet or whatever, where he's
nice.
like, the Biden administration has let this go on too long. We're gonna make this, this reflecting pool beautiful.
Donald J. Trump reflecting pool. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to put Trump in like letters under the water so you can see it if you're standing by it, right? Like when
yeah,
you look into the water, you'll just see his name on the
yeah.
bottom.
You shine lines light up and light up the sky. Let's say Trump like the bat signal.
Yeah, it'll say Trump. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll just
yeah.
shine, glisten off the water all the time.
He named a building after him too. Like
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, the Peace Memorial or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just Jesus Christ, man.
because he's wants a peace prize, right? That's what it is. That's why FIFA gave him that because he's so sprung on wanting to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they know that they have him. However they want him. Whatever way they want him to go now. He'll do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll wrap on that. The prospects of Donald Trump getting a peace prize, as we like to,
Yeah,
end the show on happy
yeah,
ideas and
yeah. Just
fun times.
continue to sell out America. Just another day.
Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Left Face, and we'll catch you all next week.